Well, Raptor fans, we are one sleep away. Technically, might be sleeping while the first preseason game's going on, but we're not going to talk about preseason basketball quite yet. You know why? The Raptors have re-signed General Kyle Lowry, the man. And I'm jacked up to have Kyle back for another season after this year because we all had kind of some uncertainty about what the future held for Kyle Lowry after the 2019-2020 season. Now, Masai Ujiri, Bobby Webster, they re-signed Kyle Lowry for a one-year deal at $31 million. Now, people are going to look at the 31 and go, whoa, why are they giving him so much money? Remember, it's a one-year contract. The free agency class is not as freakish as it was last year and not as freakish as we're seeing in 2021. Also, the Raptors just lost Kawhi Leonard. That money, Danny Green's money. I think Danny Green's money, if I'm not mistaken, was like half of what Kyle Lowry just got. So there you go. There you can find a spot right there. So you know what I mean? I'm not really worried about this contract. It's a one-year contract, and it's Kyle Lowry. Arguably the best franchise player of all time. Arguably. Because Kawhi was here for one season, but he got a championship for this team. You could say DeRozan because he's all over the history books when it comes to points and all that crazy stuff for the Raptors. However, you could say Kyle Lowry because you could say he's the dog. He's the driving force of this team. And if you think that third one, then you got him back. One-year deal, $31 million for Kyle Lowry, and I'm so happy to have him back for another season. I understand people are going to say, well, why are you paying $31 million for a guy who only gets 15 or 18 points a game? That's kind of stupid. Well, you know what Kyle Lowry does? Everything else. He could go 0 for 6, but he'll get 10 assists, he'll grab 5 or 6 rebounds, he'll take a charge or two here and there, he'll get a couple steals. Kyle Lowry is a dog. He's the type of guy you want on your team. He is a guy that makes everybody else better. How many times last year did you see Pascal Siakam run on the floor and a dime of a pass from Kyle Lowry right to the hands of Pascal for an easy slam or an easy lay-in? Or even Kawhi Leonard, or heck, anybody for that matter. Because Kyle Lowry is an elite player. That is why he is a 5-time All-Star. That is why he has done so many good things for this team. Because he's the guy. Kawhi was the guy last year. He drove this team to the NBA Finals and ideally got us this championship. But you cannot discredit Kyle Lowry and say he didn't do a whole lot. Remember that final game of the playoffs where Kyle Lowry had the first 8 points of the game? That's huge. We're not going to talk about that stuff that case because it's kind of over now and it sucks, but we're getting into a new season. But I am excited to have Kyle Lowry back for another season at $31 million. Yeah, that money's a little bit much, but remember people, the 2020 free agency isn't anything to, go crazy about. We keep hearing about the 2021 free agency with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we're like, ooh, Giannis could be coming to Toronto. He's got some connections with Masai. We hear all this crap like we heard about Kawhi re-signing. We heard all this stuff before. But if that's the case, and that 2021 free agency is what everyone's looking at, and heck, if Masai's even looking at it, which I doubt he is right now, that Kyle Lowry contract is done after the 2020-2021 season. So that free agency is not going to be affected by this contract. So don't don't freak out too much. All we got is Kyle Lowry for another year. We know what he does. We love what he does. There's times where he shoots the ball really rough and he has a tough game, but he does everything else to help the team win. And it's going to be really interesting with the newest team that we got going on here in Toronto with the departure of Kawhi and Danny Green. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out, but I think Kyle Lowry is just going to do his thing, go out there every night and ball. And I think, ball, there we go, I don't know why the voice crack happened there, but you know what I mean? He's the guy that drives this team every day. And I can't wait to watch this guy out there this season. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right? And these were quotes. These are quotes from his agent talking about Masai and Bobby Webster and how they've handled situations. We are so appreciative of how Masai and Bobby handled their every aspect of this negotiation. Once again, they displayed how they look after their players in a first-class manner, especially someone like Kyle, who they recognize has such a legacy with the franchise. To hear how positive things like that you hear from, from an agent, you don't hear that stuff too often. And that's clearly because Kyle Lowry and Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster have such an amazing, rapport. They have an amazing connection. Even with, the whole craziness last year with DeMar getting moved and Kyle not talking to Masai and all that. In the end, Kyle got a championship. And he's thankful for that. So he probably apologized to Masai for the way he acted. So seeing all this go down right now, it's great news for Raptor fans. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are excited to see more of Kyle Lowry, smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on this the signing. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's not enough? Do you think it's too much? What are your guys' thoughts on the signing for Kyle Lowry? I'm not going to ask about the upcoming season or whatnot because we'll save that for the preseason preview coming out very, very shortly. All right, so guys, like I said, comment down below everything towards the signing, everything towards Toronto Raptors. If you guys want to talk about them, go ahead. Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tonight as they welcome Tyler Bozak back home. And he's got a little bit of hardware. He's got some hardware with him. Leafs on the St. Louis Blues tonight at 7 o'clock at Scotiabank Arena. I think it's 7 o'clock. It's either 7 o'clock or 7:30. I think it's 7 at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Toronto Raptors, we'll be talking to you guys very, very shortly. I'll be doing a video right after I record this one. Preseason preview edition. The preseason kicks off technically tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. The Raptors are taking on the Hornets. I think it's the Houston Rockets in their first preseason game of the year in Tokyo, Japan. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. All right, so guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.